Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy. Welcome to my mess. I'm very behind on editing videos. So in this video, I'm going to use that cool split cup that I got from Tracy Reed. And you can get one too from her Etsy shop. I will try to remember to link it below. It works great. That was my first time using it. I've had it for like 6 months. Anyway, this is a 14-inch level 1 canvas. As you can see, I had already been painting, so sorry about the background. But I had finally mixed up the cloud mix using Willie B's recipe, using the Vallejo pouring medium, the Vallejo pearl mix. So that first color is Magenta, and I can't figure out if I was using Colourarte. I think I was using Colourarte Vivid Intense in the Floetrol mixture. The second one is Liquitex Basics Diox Purple. So for those of you who already know about cloud mix, you know that some paint brands work better with cloud mix than others. Some of them don't cloud at all, some of them cloud a lot. So Liquitex works well with cloud mix. I also find that Soho, I only have one Soho color though, so the one Soho color I have seems to work well. Amsterdam does also, and that's Amsterdam Turquoise Blue. This is my cloud mix. So I'm using the cloud mix in one of the chambers of the split cup. And now Tracy has split cups designed for cloud mix. This is just a regular split cup. So I should make that distinction because she does have some specifically made for cloud pours, where the kind of the chamber for the cloud mix is a little bit more broad and has a broader opening. But I wanted to try just kind of doing a straight pour with the split cup and using the cloud mix. So what you see kind of in the background as like a paint massacre is what I'm about to put on here, which is my dump cup drippings. So I'm kind of putting that down as a flow extender. I do try to scoop up whatever flies off and save it in an old yogurt jar or something to use as a flow extender. It works well, and it's a good way to not have to use quite as much paint and not waste anything, right? So that's nice. So I'm just kind of spreading it out a little bit. And I have my spinner underneath, although I didn't really use it very effectively in this pour. I need to try to do a cloud pour where I just spin it versus tilting and stretching. So as you can see, I didn't even really mix it all that well because who cares? This isn't gonna show anyway. So without further ado, I think I also do use Soho Prussian blue in this pour, but I can't remember if that's true or not. But I really like the way this one turns out. So I am torching this, but I'm probably not going to torch the top. And the reason for that is I have found that the bubbles are not always as bad as the weird spots you get when you torch the top. So lately it's been working pretty well if I just torch the bottom. So now I'm going to put the cloud in the middle chamber. I didn't do a very good job doing this on camera in frame, but then I'm going to put two colors on either side of it. So I'm going to use the Soho Prussian blue, the Amsterdam Turquoise blue, the Quinacridone Magenta from Colourarte, and the Liquitex Diox purple. So here goes the cloud mix. The cloud mix, by the way, is 1 part Vallejo pearl medium, 1 part Amsterdam titanium white to 2 parts American Floetrol, and a splash of water. Okay, so next up, I think we're going to do the Prussian blue. So this is Prussian blue from Soho, and it looks more like a dark phthalo blue than a Prussian blue to me, but I really like the color. And then the turquoise blue on the outer side of that. And then on the other side of the cloud mix, we'll do the Diox purple next to the cloud and the magenta on the outside. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe we're doing the... Okay, so I'm wrong. So I did the magenta next to the cloud and the turquoise... No, I'm sorry. I did the Prussian blue next to the cloud and the magenta outside of the Prussian blue. And then I did the Liquitex Diox purple on the other side of the cloud and the turquoise blue on the outside of that. So this is why I video things, so that I can go back and figure out what I actually did. So, but I love the way this magenta brings this like bright pink pop of color. It really works. So now we're going to kind of straight pour it at first. And then this is where it all sometimes falls apart for me. Sometimes I start off and I want to do a straight pour. And then other times I'm like, I kind of like the way this traveling thing is going. So I kind of watch the white. And then, you know, I might adjust or spin accordingly. But I really like the little fingerlings I was getting with this split cup with the white. So then I started moving it around kind of like a traveling ring pour. And then I was like, well, okay, what am I going to do composition wise though? Because I'm going to have to do something with it. So then I kind of just straight poured for a minute. Then you'll see that I'm about to pick it up so that I don't get too much of the same color. And you can tell I'm struggling to keep a steady hand right here. So, but then I was like right here, we have plenty of paint, right, to finish this. But then I was like, there's still paint in my split cup and I don't want to waste it. And so instead of just saying what we have here is good enough, no, I pour some random little circle of paint, and then I just sort of use it as a buffer. But even as I was doing it, I was like, what are you thinking? So I started off by just kind of surrounding the pattern, which was kind of an okay idea. But then at some point I'm like, oh, maybe we can just do a little circle. And I'm going back through where that flood coat is showing. You maybe can't see it on camera. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, is just trying to use up my paint. And then I was like, okay, this is this is crazy. Just stop doing this right now. So, but then do I stop? No, I don't stop. So now I have to tilt that mess off the corners. So one day when I do one of these, I'm going to mostly just spin it so that I keep the cool center kind of in this. I like the center to be a little off center, but not quite as off center. But I love what's happening in the middle, and I love what's happening on that bottom left, where I started kind of traveling with it at first before I change things. But here comes here I'm going to come in with more paint that doesn't make any sense. But this ends up turning out beautiful in spite of all my foolishness right here. And I love the color combination. So look at that. What the heck am I doing? But does this ever happen to you guys when you're doing something and you're like, I could do this, and then you're like, why? Why did you do that? It was going well before, you know? But all is not lost. It turns out okay. It actually works out because I use the paint that I poured there to help get me off the corner. Now I have to deal with these crazy circular corners. But I really love this one. I think this is my favorite cloud attempt so far. And what I love about Tiffany's recipe, which is where I got it from, Willie B Studios, is I like minimal clouds. I don't like them to take over. I mean, I still think it's cool when people do that, but I like there to still be other layers of color. So if you see where we have a lot of the white, it's very soft and, you know, very non-intrusive. And that's what I like. So I was very happy with that result. I don't know what I'm doing in the background, getting my hands clean enough to mess with this painting, I think. But yeah, I really like this one. I have to varnish it and list it in my Etsy store, but it'll be listed for sale. But I love the colors and I love the details. I even like the place that kind of started with as a traveling ring pour type situation or traveling straight pour and then ends up being something else. I love the way it's sort of like an accent corner. Anyway, I love everything about it. So hopefully you guys are not bored with me playing around. On the same day, and I'll put this in a future video, I grabbed 4 coasters, and I remembered somebody had taken 4 coasters and kind of done a cloud pour over them. And they had just kind of done a pour over the coasters like they were a canvas and then separated them. So I thought maybe I'll try that with my leftover paint. Well, it didn't work out. I started pouring and I was like, what am I doing? Like there's no composition here. So then I ended up just smushing them together and making something out of them that way. And they actually turned out really nice. But that's kind of what I did with some of my leftover paints the same day. So I'll share that in a future video. And I've since resined most of them, and I think they look nice. And it's mostly just leftover paint. Anyway, I'm going to give you a close-up in just a minute, but I really like this one. And at this point, I'm just kind of watching the composition and making sure that we have it where we want it. If I remember correctly, I tilted the weight of the paint back toward that bottom corner a little bit. Yep. Just a little bit. Because, you know, sometimes you got to stare at it to get a feel for it, you know? But I really like it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I will do my best to list all my colors. And don't forget to check the description box for discounts. So here is a close-up. See the beautiful little lines and that pop of magenta, beautiful clouds. If you hear some weird breathing, it's my dog. And yeah, I love the colors. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think. Thanks for all your support and have a great day. See you on the next one. By the way, I am going to try to go live Wednesday night. Try. Anyway, bye.